Yo, what's up, legends? Welcome to another Sidechained Productions video. Sorry, I've been a bit MIA. I've been busy. I've been doing some work, helping out a friend, and I've been playing a couple gigs. I've got another gig coming up this weekend, just DJing. Of course, techno, that's me. But in this video, I just want to take us through how to use the 909 drum kit. A lot of people, they open Ableton, they get overwhelmed, they don't know what to do. This has been a request from a friend of mine, and we might even, rather than using the 909 drum kit itself, we might use the drum rack. So we can work on that. Starting off, we want to delete these 3 tracks. So hold down that one, hold shift, click the audio, it highlights all of them, hit the delete. Now we've just got the 1 track we're working on. Hit tab to enter our arrangement view. Okay, now that we've got to this stage, we want to hit our instruments up. We want to double click the drum rack, and that'll load it into our MIDI track at the top. Now we've got an empty drum rack. So, if I'm hitting on my keyboard, it's setting them off, but it's not playing anything because we haven't loaded sounds into the drum rack. So our next step will be to load samples into our drum rack. We can drop instruments in there, or we can just drop samples. In this one, I'm going to drop samples in. I know a lot of you are working with samples rather than bare naked sounds themselves. Pardon the pun. So we'll hit up my samples, and I'm going to go 909 kick. Oh, we've got some epic stuff coming up. I like this one. Might stick with that, actually. It's quite a fat body on it. It's quite nice and short. I might just hit a bit of the fade out on it. Now if I'm going to play that sound, it's quite strong, eh? It still needs some work. So now that we've got a kick in there, we'll load up 909 hats. And that's nice and wet. I'll stick with that for now. The great thing about using drum racks is once you've drawn out your drum line in MIDI or playing it on the keyboard, you can always change your sounds. You can pick out 10 sounds, put them in a folder, and then you can just drop them in where your sound's coming from, triggering from, and you can sample how the different sounds will sound. And sometimes, that's the best way, really, to get the best sound that you want. This can take some time sometimes, you're playing with a lot of sounds. It's another nice one, those will work well together. One's kind of a down, one's a bit more up. Now we want, those are standard, closed, that's pretty much a closed as well. Now we can even close those more. Yeah, that's a good one. That's nice. It's got a lot of a ring at the top. Ooh. Might have that as well. Now, we've got a kick, we've got closed hats, open hats. Let's stick should we go cymbal or shaker? I'm probably going to end up using one of these closed hats for my shaker as such, or maybe even an opened hat. So we might find a 909 snare now. And we don't need a body for the snare. Oh. Yeah, they're all tuned. So Thinking this one, like, now I'll show you, now that we've got like some pretty basic sounds, right? Like, we don't want to go crazy. We just want to like make a bit of a funky groove. Maybe not even that. We might just like draw out a pretty basic drum line. I just want to showcase the drum rack and what you can do with it. So let's go to our audio effects now, and we'll get an equalizer 8, and we're going to drop the equalizer 8 onto our snare. We're going to take out all the bottom end, so like 138, yeah, that's fine. Sit with that. We'll drop another EQ8 onto our hats, and I'm going to low pass everything. Maybe 166, like, we can even afford to take that up more. Down a little bit more. I like around the 500 to 600 mark. That's better. EQ8 on our other hat. You'll find this one will have a... See, it's got bottom end at the bottom here in our EQ8. And it's good to low pass that. We don't want to mess with our bass frequencies when, you know, later on. I think that's nice. That's loud. I'm sorry for your ears. We're going to do some volume changes in this shortly. Drop another EQ8 on this. And you'll notice here, we've got, I can put it out here. Anything outside of this affects the whole drum rack. We want these sounds to be in our sound. Or our effects, I should say, audio effects. So we'll see... Even take that up more to about there, maybe. Oh, that's pretty loud. I'm going to modulate some of these sounds now, so we're not going to end up with clipping. Our kick can be about a -2, and our snare can be like -7. And I like my hats around the 8 mark, eh? Like -8, -8, -8. That's our sounds pretty much. Now they're not going to be so... Not in our ears so much, right? So... This hat... Standard open. We'll take this one, hit a bit of bottom end. Sometimes I also like to grab the 5, take it all the way to the top, do a high pass, so we're getting nothing over like 20 thou. And to be honest, I might do that on all of these because we just don't want frequency muck-ups later on. Like, we may as well make these sounds easy now, just quickly, because it's going to affect us in the long run. 19.5, high pass. This one here as well. High pass. To about the 20. 19.5 is fine. And snare's probably not too bad. It's more... you can still hear a bit of that crystal at the top. So what we might do for the snare is roll it off about 17. Nice. Our kick... We'll see what key this kick's running in. So open up our EQ, hit play. It's about here, so we're probably in the A, to be honest. Yeah, A, which is 56.1. So now we know that 56.1, we can give it a bit of a boost there. So, 56 will be fine. And we'll give a little bit of gain here, maybe around the 2 mark. And our Q, we'll just tighten it a bit. And our 1, we're going to drop our 1 back to like 25. And we're going to low pass, cut everything out of that. So now our kick sounds a bit more bodied. We might even gain a little bit on this and widen it ever so slightly. And now with our second or third one, we're going to, around the 200 mark, we're going to just drop it a bit, about 1. And our equalizer, we might run our equalizer to be about there. This makes it a little less boxy. So now that we've got our kick and sounds, we can also add a saturator on our kick. We'll do it before the EQ. We might do this one like a medium curve, soft clip, and we'll give it a bit of drive. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice, actually. And do we want reverb after that? Like, I know you don't really want to chuck a reverb on a kick, all the rest of it. We just want a little bit of reverb. Maybe around the 400. And we don't want much in there. We don't want much of a decay at all. This just might... See, it's widened it a bit, right? I like that. And then what we can do is chuck a utility on before our EQ, or even at the very end, it doesn't really matter. We want to bass mono everything on this kick. So now it's a lot cleaner. Excuse me. We can also add some... we can add a lot of sounds to this, to be honest. Like, it's really unlimited. We can put a saturator. We've done that. What else can we chuck? Overdrive. We can put overdrive on here. And just to give it a bit of a noise. I don't want to add... You know, now we're getting into a bit more hardstyle. We don't want much drive at all. Dynamics we'll take down, and dry wet we'll take down as well. Take a bit more up on the... It's just adding a little bit more body to that kick, making it sound a bit better. You know, these hats and stuff, like, they're okay. Like, we're going to add in... I don't really want to feed this kick. I want the kick to be controlled. That's obviously like our beat to the track. I will rather feed in reverb from our return checks into the actual rack itself. And we're going to go through that really shortly. So now we've got our like rough... I might actually have to turn the kick down ever so slightly. Like maybe to a -8. That's kind of bringing the volumes to what everything else is. So let's draw out a 4-bar drum line, and we'll keep our kick going for half a beat. Now we've got a kick. Let's turn this up. Let's go to like 130, just to... Been playing a lot with 132 lately, quite enjoy it. Now let's add in some hats. If we hit this little headphones button, it's going to play our sounds for us. So I like that, but I don't like how that sound bleeds out. I like the brightness from it, but I do not like how it goes on for a bit too long. So let's do something about it. Let's fix that, make it sound 100 times better. Let's... I love using an open hat for that. Just shortening it up. Here it's not really bleeding through. We'll always put it on classic, and we can change the voices to 1. That way we know it's not going to bleed in. Change the sustain. So it's pays to check, make sure you're starting at the beginning of your sample. In this case, I want to move it forward a little bit to that transient. No, it sounds a little terrible at the moment, bear with me. Let's get some closed hi-hats in here as well. Just gonna consolidate that again. Let's think that snare has to come down. So now we've got that. We've got another bonus hi-hat here. So let's quite a cool little pattern. Pretty light playing, I know. Another hi-hat here. Reduce this hi-hat for like this. Just play with it a bit. Maybe I could double this up here. Like that. Have one lower. I know that hi-hat you can hear there sounds friggin' terrible. And what we can do for that, right, is we can add a reverb onto this return channel, and we're gonna call this one room reverb. And we're gonna keep the decay down to about that. We'll put our dry wet to 100 because this is gonna be sent out. And have this set to about there, I reckon. We don't want much more than that. Turn our high off. That's our reverb set. And now what we'll want to do is we want to add utility. So we're going to want this volume up a bit. We're going to set it to about 10 on our volume up. We might turn our widths down ever so slightly to like 73. Now we wanted to put an EQ8 onto the sound as well. We want to get rid of any bottom end that's going to bleed through. It's only really for our hats, maybe our snare as well. We might actually, even for our snare, we might do a whole nother return chain, and we'll do something funky with it. I'll show you guys. So I think that's our return chain here set up. So now I want to show you how to feed this return chain into each individual sound through our rack here. So we'll hit this little on button here. You'll see here it's opened up our triggers. We're going to open our R for audio effects. We'll right click create return chain. We'll click room reverb track in. And now if I hit this button, you'll see the sends button here. So we'll turn that off now. And now we can actually send this return chain into each individual sound. So let's find what sound's working when. Let's just let's hear this sound. Sounds a bit better, right? So snare. I don't like that end. How we have... Nah. Get rid of those. Sometimes it's trial and error. Now, see it sounding like too much spacious. Turn our width down. Put our EQ before that. Maybe cut some more. About there. You gotta remember, it's literally just using the 909 core kit. Really. Like, these are all 909 sounds that are completely raw. They're good. They're good sounds. You know, good samples. From F9 Audios. Picked them up for a pretty decent price. So I reckon we need to add some... Did we add erosion to the kick? We didn't. No. We need to add erosion to the kick, I reckon. Just to give it like a bit more of a... So let's... I don't know what this is going to be like, so bear with me. It might be horrible to begin with. Let's seed it out. Put it before I'll saturate it. Let's take the amount down. You know, I kind of like that, to be honest. Like, it's got a good sound to it. Maybe it's just me. Kind of like that phased out feeling, you know? It's dirty. Dirty but clean. I like it. Right, now that we've fed our sounds in, I said to you I was going to show you a trick with the snare. So let's create another... Actually, we've already got a return track in here with that, so we'll call this snare, reverb, And let's give that some oomph. Now let's take the reflect all the way up, diffuse all the way up, take our high off, dry 100%. And our decay, we might want it around keep it there for now. And we're going to be playing with our pre-delay. So our pre-delay might have to be like around this mark. So let's enter R, create a return chain, set this to snare. Now let's feed this into the snare and let's see what happens. So I'll play the sounds with just the kick and snare playing so you can hear it. Now let's feed in for the snare. Right, let's play with the snare on the reverb. Let's hit pre-delay. Alright, let's play now this whole drum line. Let's EQ this. And let's add a bit of utility, turn it up a bit. With decay. Just adding a bit of like change to that. Now because this sound is coming from our snare, we can again change it up even more by going to our audio effects, we could do LFO, and we could map our LFO to do it to our balance. We could change the depth. And we could do our rate to be every 2. It's just going to give it a bit of change. So let's smooth this line out. Add some jitter. Change our shape a little bit. Change ours to triangle. I think that's pretty cool, you know? Just for a standard drum line, and then go ahead, throw a drum bus over the whole rack. Turn our wet down. Boom up a little bit, crunch up a bit, drive down a bit maybe. Turn that off. Turn it on. This gives it a bit more life. Easy. Easy peasy. And now we could go to our instruments, we could go to our bass, we could get it's pretty cool. I think this has a sequencer on it. We don't really get to choose the MIDI to a certain degree. Yeah, see, it's got a sequencer, got our filter cutoff, got our bass line, got a couple extra add-ons there. This is from the Creative Extensions pack. Now, we were running in an A minor, so we could go here, go to a minor chord. On 16ths, that's lengths, chants. Pretty cool, right? Like, bit of fun. Instantly, you have some weird sounds going. Then we could... I've got a plugin here from Audio Realism called Able. Change our keys to be like A. What if this one A2? This one A3. This one going back to A. This one back to A3. We turn this one off. Maybe even set this one up to A4. Set this one back to A3, A2, A3, A4 again. A4 at the end might be too much. The cutter. The resonance. Bit of decay on it. We can change the sound out completely to just a simple. That's pretty cool. Let's hear it. Nasty. Nasty. Absolutely nasty. Go to A, hit minor. Now we're in the scale. Pull it up. Hit consolidate to make these bigger. Let's go down into about the A1, maybe A0 range. Let's hit it. Oh, it's too dark. Excuse me. So now we can, excuse me, just have it going off. We could go like this. We could just go like this, right? Make a chord progression here. Could even change the sound out. This is probably in too high of an octave now. We can get Able, open it up here. The resonance with our cutoff. There we go. We could set some automation, or if you have a controller, you can pinpoint that. I know it's crazy, but this is all what you can do. So we've made our drum line. Added a bit of a bass line. Might even that's better. And our little acid from Able. So that's all I want to show you guys. Like, I more or less wanted to showcase the drum rack, and now I have. We could feed in some chains to that, showing you a little bit about sending reverb and a different way to use the reverb on our snare. It's just creating a bit of a groove. So yeah, I hope you guys got something out of this video. Andy, this one's for you. If you guys want to see any other instruments or any other effects be used, please comment down below. Or if you know me, message me. I'm more than happy to put a video up showcasing what sort of, like, what the effect or instrument does. So I can show you guys how to slow down time, speed it up within an instrument. A lot of the time it comes down to decay and resonance and sustain. So yeah, I hope you guys take care, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. So peace out, much love, like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Thank you. Bye.